Hey guys, doing some more questions for the gram today. Let's dive right in. Well, Dr. Ish, I was with my ex for almost 3 years, and I just found out he was going to propose. Frowny face. Over the last 2 years, we've had so many ups and downs. He has 2 children, 2 baby mamas, and the youngest one's mother has been a problem from day one. Contacting my friends, talking crazy, calling me from blocked numbers over 30 times, creating fake social media accounts for him and I, and she even put my information on dating websites. That's kind of clever, pretty good, kind of funny actually. Not funny for you. Let's get back to the question. Put my stuff on dating websites. I have always felt that he never protected me or had my back. He would fight for me sometimes and believed in him at some times, but he was never consistent. He would even come to therapy with me, but he still never changed his behaviors. He's a truck driver, so he meets people all the time, which led me not to trust him because there were never any boundaries when it came to him and other women. I gave him another chance to prove it to me and to prove that this was all worth it. But now, just recently, last week, I saw conversations between him and that crazy baby mama in which he poured his heart out to. And it made me sick to my stomach. Okay, that's what happened. I was livid. I saw messages that he missed her, asking her if she wanted him. And when she's done with her current man, to call him if she wants something real and different. Wow. Do you know this man told me that was a friendly conversation? I didn't want to call him, but he kept leaving me messages. He's currently blocked. I got concerned how depressed he sounded, so I reached out to his mom. Even she said he went about the conversation the wrong way, but honestly, I think it's BS. What are your thoughts? I don't believe him at all. He's had so many chances to get this right. I wanted him to fight for me. I said I forgave him. What happened? So there's a lot happening here, right? We got baby mamas, we got trucks, we got therapy appointments, we got real mamas. So let me start with baby mamas. Here's the baby mamas rules. For any woman out there who's dating a guy who has children, who has baby mamas, it is up to him to set the boundary with those baby mamas, right? That is not your position. That is not your space. There's nothing you're ever going to be able to do there. He's got to set the position. He's got to set the boundaries by installing you as his new woman, as his new lady. You're the new most important woman in his life after his kids, right? He's got to install you in that position, and then he's got to let her know these are the rules. These are the rules of engagement, right? They're going to have a connection for the next 18 years at least if he's trying to be a part of that kid's life, right? Depending on how old that child is. And so that's up to him to manage that relationship while keeping those boundaries right for you and him, right? So there, baby mama. Okay, what else? Let's see. Trucks, therapy, conversations. So you don't trust him, and you found this conversation that he had with his first baby mama, and it sounds like a very heartfelt conversation. Actually, it sounds like a very genuine conversation. Sounds like he's wanting something real and wants to know if she wants that with him. First of all, if y'all already broken up, how'd you find out about that conversation? Right? We're going to get back to that. And so my guess is he feels like there's something with her that he didn't have with you, right? That's what it sounds like. Sounds like he feels more accepted there, more willing to be vulnerable there. You know, guys don't really talk about needs and wants a lot, but here's one thing that a guy wants just as much that any other woman wants, and he wants to be with somebody who wants him, right? He wants to be with somebody who accepts him. He wants to be with somebody who can believe in him. He wants to be with somebody who helps him feel good. He wants to be with somebody who doesn't help him feel less than either. And it sounds like he's identified that in his first baby mama. That's what it sounds like. So to me, it sounds like there was a lot of things here that were missing. There was trust missing. There was honesty missing. There were boundaries missing. There are behaviors missing, right? There are some things you need to start a foundation on a relationship, but it doesn't sound like those things were there. So I'm wondering, my question to you is, why does him having bought a ring now erase all of that, right? You had problems with baby mama. You had problems with him being on the road. You had problems with his lifestyle. You had problems with his boundaries. He's done some things you disagreed with. He's been in therapy, didn't change his behavior. His mom has his back. You don't trust none of them. You're checking his phone. Although, stop checking his phone. Why does him presenting you with a brass shiny ring erase all of that? What changed? Nothing changed. Let me tell you something. There's going to be about half the women on Instagram with their rings, with their ring in their profile, showing off their bling, who are miserable. Why do you want to be one of those people? This sounds like the relationship you would be trying to build here is going to be a house of cards, right? House of cards is one that at the slightest wind is going to blow over because you don't have a solid foundation. Right? You know what those things were because those were all those things you complained about. You know there were issues there. That's why you got him into therapy with you, which is a brilliant move, by the way. Premarital counseling, everybody should do it. But don't let the fact that it could have been this thing erase the facts that you weren't happy either, which is why he's your ex. And so I think you've got to understand that there's this one word that gets so many women in trouble, and that word is potential, right? That word is potential. He had the potential here to be something great, but he showed you that that wasn't who he was, that wasn't who he was looking for, and he was looking for those things with his ex, which may clue you in as to why he never set those boundaries, because it sounds like those feelings were never really over. And so, I think you've got to learn the lesson here. Let him go ahead and be who he's going to be. Let them do what they're going to do. It doesn't have anything to do with you being less than, with you being not enough. Sounds like you just weren't the one for him. He wasn't the one for you. And if he can find happiness with one of his old baby mamas, then I think you should, feel comfortable letting them go find that happiness. And I think for you, just understand the lesson here is now you know what are some things that are non-negotiables for you, right? Maybe you don't want to date a man who's got children, who's a single father. Maybe that's going to be an issue for you. Maybe you don't want to date a guy who's got a cray ex who's going to set up dating profiles for you, right? Maybe that's an issue. Understand that. Maybe you want to continue to have guys who are invested enough in you to be willing to do some premarital therapy and counseling should y'all get to that point. But I think you don't want a guy who you've got to rely on sneaky tactics to get the information you really need, right? If you didn't check his phone, you would have never heard about that conversation. So I think you deserve a guy who doesn't make you act outside of yourself and keep you suspicious and wondering if you're truly enough over the course of your relationship. So I'm glad you guys are exes. I'm glad you're having some time to kind of think about this and figure out what you want to do next. So take some time, learn the lessons, understand what your non-negotiables moving forward are going to be now, right? And you've got a right to set those terms. Nobody has to tell you what those are. You know what makes you feel comfortable. You know what makes you feel uncomfortable. Set those non-negotiables, move forward, and go into the next relationship without this ex relationship baggage, right? He is who he is. Next guy's going to be who he's going to be. Don't make your next pay for the sins of your ex. Hope this makes sense. Talk to you next time.